So my name is Austin. I work for Rule 1, and 2023 has been both an exciting and very uncertain year. We have AI coming into the fold. Tech stocks got beat up last year and they're still down this year, and nobody really seems to know exactly where things are going. At Rule 1, we get asked these questions all the time, and so here's Phil answering some of your questions.
The main thing with tech is, number one, they move forward by creative destruction. So you've got to be very careful that somebody's not going to destroy the business from outside. You don't want to own, a typewriter company when here comes the computer. And second, you want to understand the business well enough that you can project out with tech at least 5 years. Wall Street is very concerned about what's right in front of its nose the next year or so. So if you can project out about 5 years with tech, it's really hard to know, 10 years out where things will be. But if you feel confident they'll be bigger in 5 years, and you can back that up with knowledge and experience and the whole deal, then I would say you just camp out and wait for those margins of safety to come at you. Technology companies work on what's called, basically product obsolescence or eliminating the current product with your next product destruction. It's really tough. Right now, Google, for example, is on red alert because Microsoft came out with ChatGPT, which is a phenomenal way to find out information about things without using Google's search engine at all. And the problem isn't that Google won't have a product with AI. They have one called Lambda, but that if they put Lambda out there as part of their search engine, then I don't need to use their search engine in a way that produces revenue for for people who are putting ads on Google. I go around the whole ad process, and that's a deal killer of major impact for Google. So this is what you have to look for technology companies is it possible for somebody to come in and breach their moat? And the answer always is yes, it is. And then you have to watch carefully. So that's the toughest part about technology, for sure. When I'm looking at businesses, I screen for double-digit ROIC. I do. If it goes below 10%, I tend to not be interested. And ROE to ROIC, I'm always looking at what the distinction is. They got a 40% ROE and a 10% ROIC. I know immediately they've got a lot of debt, and that would raise a red flag for me. So the 3 or 4 metrics that are non-negotiable, in my view, are low debt. Got to have low debt. And by low debt, I mean, a couple years of free cash flow, a couple years of earnings is about it. It can go 3, and we write it up that way. But boy, I need to understand why in the world would they be out there with that much debt? Particularly now, as interest rates are rising, debt can kill, and you're going to see companies go bankrupt next year that you'd be surprised about.
So if you have questions about what your next step is or any of these things that Phil just talked about, come join us at the next workshop where we'll be able to answer those questions for you.